Your haters are lazy. Keep training. When I was a kid, I was bullied as a child. Kids would hit me upside the head and run away. They would ask to borrow my pencil or a pen and not give it back, and then challenge me to take it away from them. And these boys were much bigger than me. They were faster, stronger. They were more prone to violence than me. Growing up, it wasn't easy. I was bullied at school, bullied at church. My parents stressed education. They stressed strong character, but not strong muscles. I was raised with very strong principles and strong morals, but my muscles were not as big as the other kids. One day I made a decision after I got home from school and I was feeling frustrated. I made a decision to do 10 push ups. I couldn't get all the way to 10, I only did 7. But the next day I tried doing another 10. And the next day and the next day, and eventually I got to 15. I was stronger physically. I knew I was stronger physically because I can do more push ups, but it didn't stop the bullies from doing what they were doing. It didn't stop me from getting picked on. It didn't stop me right away from feeling weak and feeling like I was being taken advantage of. Eventually, I graduated from school, graduated from high school, and I joined the United States military. And within a year of joining the United States Air Force, I put on 20 pounds. My training improved. In the military, we train every day, every morning, at least an hour of PT. When I made the decision to join the United States Air Force Academy, apply as a candidate, and once he has accepted my selection, I trained even harder. I knew I was going to a higher altitude, and I realized that if I was going to be successful after training so much at near sea level, I was going to have to double or quadruple my workouts. Along the way, I spoke to people and I told them what I was doing. My coworkers were making fun of me because I was trying to run 4 miles, and in the Air Force, we don't have to run that much. I was trying to get all the way up to 8 miles of running or jogging. I kind of look silly because as an aircraft mechanic, we don't have to run that much. We're not forced to run as part of our job. One day, and I'm dating myself a little bit, but one day, this new thing called Facebook was invented. And I remember I was a cadet at the Air Force Academy, and I remember logging on to Facebook and I saw a lot of the pictures of the people that I grew up with. And I was able to look at my old school, and I was able to look at my old neighborhood and the people that lived in it and the people that went to school with me. And I saw that the friends or the people that I met and who used to bully me, I saw their Facebook pictures. And they still look strong. They still look like they were very athletic. They still look like they were very well developed. And I was like, wow, that's cool. That's great. And I continued training. I remember I would train every day at 4 o'clock in the morning before I started classes at the Air Force Academy. When I graduated from the Air Force Academy, I continued training. As an Air Force officer in Greenland, I remember it was so cold we couldn't run outside. So we'd be running inside in the gym, and I would work out using weights and mostly just a lot of indoor activity. But whenever I had a chance, I would run and I would work out and I'd try to be as outdoorsy as I could. But obviously, when it's so cold, you just don't have an opportunity to. And I logged on to Facebook and social media at the time, and I looked at the pictures and the videos, and I was able to see that the people who used to bully me still look strong. They still look like they were in shape. And I continued training. Eventually, I made a decision to transition out of the military and become a consultant at one of the big four accounting firms in the world. And I had to make a decision whether or not I was going to keep training physically or if I was going to let it go. In the military, we have to pass physical fitness tests every single year, and we're essentially getting paid to work out. We're getting paid to stay in shape. If we don't stay in shape, then it can jeopardize our career. But out of the military as a consultant, I found a reason to continue training because I learned that the more I trained, the more I pushed myself physically, the sharper I was mentally, and the more stable I was emotionally. I felt that training every single morning, getting that out of the way, doing that time of self-care, it allowed me to be sharp when other people weren't as sharp in the afternoon. I found that it helped me have the mental capacity to have more creativity when other people lost their creativity because just emotionally and mentally they were just exhausted. So it provided great dividends and great benefits in my career. And I continued training. I would be on the road, I'd be in a hotel. I would book hotels based on the quality of their gym because I knew when I wake up in the morning, I'll get the breakfast and all that. But before I do all of that, I'm going to go hit that gym. So many times I would wake up an hour, maybe 2 hours before my colleagues would wake up, before I hit over and get over to the client site. I said all that to say, eventually I came home. And eventually I checked back on social media, checked back on Facebook and Instagram, and I took a closer look at those pictures of the people that used to bully me. And I discovered that my haters are lazy. You see, they were strong and they were very well developed and they took nice pictures in high school and in college. But after 20, 30, I'm dang near 40 years old now, a little over 40. I continued training. It became a habit. I'm stronger, I'm faster, I have more stamina, I have more constitution, uh, I just have more lung capacity. I've continued training the whole time. And now those people who used to bully me, they're not as strong as me. And there's a part of me, like as a little kid that's inside me, and a part of me says, you should go over there and show them. You should meet them. You should run into them, and you should do what they did to you. But then the more developed the man part of me, the more mature part of me, the part of me that is a leader, that's a transformational leader, the part of me that is a consultant, the part of me that is an Air Force officer, that part of me says, you're too big for that. Yes, you're stronger. Yes, you're faster. Yes, you're you're more capable of violence if it comes to that. But what type of man would you be if you did the exact same thing they did to you, to them? What type of character, what type of morals would you have if you, as the stronger person, for no reason at all, decided to take advantage of someone who is weaker just because you can? You might be strong physically, you might be strong emotionally, you might be strong mentally, you might be able to impose your will on someone else just because they're weaker than you. But you would have weak character. And if you have weak character, if you have a poor soul, if you have a bad heart, there is no way you'll be able to experience love and joy and contentment and fulfillment here on this earth. And you would forever be scarred. You'd have to make restitution for that. And you would feel like you're justified. And you'd feel like, hey, this is vengeance. This is something that I should do. I'm so glad I learned how to forgive. I shared that story with you because I believe that training is so important. It teaches you that your haters are lazy. And once you know that your haters are lazy, you can overcome the negative things that they say about you, and you can overcome the negative effect that they've had to discourage you from going after your dreams. Focus on training. Overcome every distraction. Get busy. Use your determination. Pursue excellence when you're at the gym. Pursue excellence when you are training. Pursue excellence when you're running, when you're lifting weights. Do the best that you can at training because how you train will determine what type of quality of life you have. Now, there are some people out there who follow so many influencers, and you'll hear people say, hey, check out this workout plan, check out this new supplement that I have. I'm going to share with you what my secret is. My secret when I go to the gym and I work out is to make sure I pursue excellence in every single rep. For me, it's not how heavy the weight is that I'm lifting, it's how well I lift the weight. I focus on my time under tension, because that is the true measure in my perspective of strength. How long can your body last under tension? How long can you carry that weight? How long can you run? So in life, there's a lot of things that happen to us as we pursue our personal and professional goals. And the challenges that we face sometimes can throw us off our path. If your body is prepared with time under tension, if your body is strong, then when you face challenges that knock you off your path, you'll be able to overcome those challenges, outlast the competition, and do what you have to do in order to reach your goals. This is my message for you today. I hope that you use this message of encouragement to pursue excellence while you're doing your training, while you are working out, while your body is getting stronger. Pursue excellence as you do that, and you'll be able to reach your personal and professional goals. One day, we're going to create a movement that will change the economy so that men, women, and children of every ethnicity can experience prosperity and live in harmony. And I need you to be strong in order for us to be successful. There's going to be a lot of problems that we're going to need to solve. There's a lot of systems that we need to fix. There's big development projects that we're going to need to work on. We're going to need to find good candidates to run for state, local, and federal office. We'll also need good people to run our businesses and build our industries and modernize our infrastructure. And to do everything that we're going to need to do, we're going to need strong bodies to do it. Take your training seriously. It's not something that you're doing just for a sport or just because you need to get a job. It is a lifelong commitment to train. Your haters are lazy. Go out and get them.